What is up, guys? If you can see me, today is going to be super fun. I'm going to actually create a blog post that will become a YouTube video live. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do that. So this should be probably the most educational, practical live stream that we do. So if you're watching the replay, I know a lot of people are not able to come to these. I'm going to just go regardless of whether anyone's here or not. If you are here and you have questions, feel free to stop me, but I am going to just be diving into my computer. I'll wait a couple minutes here to see if anybody comes in. And if they do, that will be fun. Hey, what up, Len? Yeah, but this will definitely be the most practical day that we've had. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to show you completely from scratch, basically. I'm going to be writing a blog post on Canva apps that I like and use. And I actually haven't even finished like the ideation process. So you guys will get to see that whole thing. Like I know that there's a bunch of Canva apps that I use, but I want to kind of wean it down to the best ones that will make the article really good. So you're going to actually kind of watch me go through those just to kind of get the idea, because you don't want to just make a list of like, here's the 20 best Canva apps. It's like, really? Are there 20 best ones? It might be 5, it might be 10. I know there's at least 5 that I really love. So I'm going to focus on that. And I'm going to go through the entire process from beginning to end, how I come up with content. I have not done keyword research on this because I don't really care this time because it's just a good topic. And a lot of people have expressed interest in it. I've mentioned it before and everybody's like, oh yeah, that'd be a great article, great video. But yeah, let's dive into my computer. And I'm not going to be filming the YouTube video. Usually I'll do it where I'll do the video. I go back and forth between video first or blog post first. It's kind of up to you. I don't really ever use a script when I create my content, but if you do a blog post and you want to use that as your script, you can. If you do the video first, it's pretty easy to, like screenshot images for what you're going to use in the blog post. Not all content that makes a good video merits a good blog post, and vice versa. But for the most part, most of the content that I make could also be a video, or if it is a video, it could also be a blog post. So the plan here is to make this blog post first, and then we're going to make it a video later. I'm not going to be making a video in this live. That I'll have to be off, taking screen recordings and stuff of myself. And that process actually takes much longer for me. It's part of why I blog a lot more than I shoot long form videos. It's just the editing, even knowing how to edit at a pretty decently high level. It's just a pain in the butt. It takes a long time. I like writing more, but I also like having videos up more. Like if I could turn all of my blog posts into videos that were actually good, not just like AI garb, I would. It'd probably do better, especially in the era that we're in right now, where video is kind of where it's at. But yeah, my goal is to get this done. Hopefully, maybe include it in the newsletter. Let's go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to share this screen over here. And I'm going to cut my camera just so that we can go full screen layout. If you guys have questions, let me know. I can see them, but I might be in the zone. Okay, so let's, for SMGs, go into Ahrefs first. You do not need to do this. I already have in my own mind the way that this blog post is going to be, so I'm not going to try to like SEO optimize it too much. This is going to be kind of like what I call like a fan builder, where I just create good content that makes my readers go, oh, sweet, this guy is consistently making good free content. Nothing really in it for him except for building his brand up, right? So that's the goal with that. But I will come in here just for shits and giggles, and we'll come in here and we'll type in like Canva apps. And let's just see if that's getting search volume. Decent amount of search volume. People in the Philippines love it. Apps like Canva, Canva apps, free apps like Canva. So it seems like there's probably kind of hit or miss. Search intent is crazy. You need to really be aware of it. Like this, you have to go all the way down to position number 9 here to really see anything that is actually on topic. So when I say Canva apps, I'm talking about the apps that are inside of Canva. So this will actually be a fun video for everybody also, because I'm going to show you some really cool apps. So let's go in here. This is a template that I bought from this guy, really good. So I've just been using his templates for my own videos lately. But Canva apps over here, this is what I'm talking about. This is what the video is going to be, basically talking about the different apps that I use that I have saved over here on your apps. Okay. So obviously, like, the keyword intent is not there. So there's just nothing there, right? I mean, this one, this is going to be a good spot for some research. Like if I wanted to make sure, because that's what sometimes I'll create something, I'll be like, I have mine in mind, but I'll actually find new things that I didn't know about while doing my research, which is part of why I love doing this so much, is that I kind of have a unique advantage over everybody else where I actually do find cool things at a higher level just because it's part of the process. All right, so this is actually cool. I wanted to do this. Let me see something here. Yeah, so like I wasn't going to include this, but I am now. This is a cool app called Skew. So one thing that I will do as I'm writing, I will just start creating a Google Doc. I'm going to put the Skew app, brand fetch, start making that list basically of the things that I am going to use. So let's do that, add to design. All right, so that's really cool. It would be even better if I were to upload like the image of an actual phone. So that's a really cool little app, and I didn't know about that, right? So part of writing is reading, right? It's just really, let's see this. Oh, this is cool. Okay. So long story short, there's no real good keyword intent. Oh, here you go. This is the closest thing. And what I do when I find an article that is actually good, yeah, a lot of these are ones I was actually going to be using. Gradient generator. So yeah, so with that, what I'll actually do, and you can do this with any tool, guys. It doesn't have to be Ahrefs. I'll paste that in and just see if it's getting any traffic. So here I can see that it's getting a tiny bit of traffic, right? But that's the exact type. That's basically the post I'm going to be writing, except mine was going to be 10 or, so we've got these apps you didn't know you needed, cool random apps, best Canva apps. Okay. So obviously I need to include these terms. So I'm going to do the 10 best Canva apps you didn't know you needed, or something like that, or 10 best Canva apps for content creators. All right. So I will come up here now. Title. All right. And then as I get closer to the end, I can start asking like Merlin, help me optimize this blog post title. And it's not perfect, but I like it. It's going to give me a whole bunch of ideas. And stuff like this. Like I can ask it what are trending Canva apps. It's not going to be, amazing takeaways or anything, but it's worth asking. Yeah, I do highly recommend Marlin or just some sort of AI tool that works on. Okay, so this is showing me their basic ones that are not really a big deal. Those aren't really the same as apps. Okay. I always recommend starting with your thumbnail because the thumbnails, especially for videos, thumbnails do not really matter as much on blog posts. Actually, in blog posts, they hardly matter at all. But I actually used this template that I bought, and I just edited a few things. Let me show you, and made this. Right? It's not perfect. I think I look a little goofy, but we'll do that. Download current page. Just to kind of give you an idea of how I did this. Pretty easy. One of the things that I use a lot is I'll take a screenshot on my phone. I love using mock-ups. So this will actually be one of the, it's not really an app per se, but I'm going to come in here to edit and then mock-ups. And then you can come down here to smartphones and you can get these really cool mock-ups with different angles, stuff like that, right? So that's super cool. For the shadow here, I basically uploaded a picture of myself, and then I just did background remover, and then I cloned it, and then I made one of them. Come here to edit, effects, come down to shadow, glow, and then kind of edit the size of the glow, the blur amount, and then put that behind it. So put it like that, and then you come down here to put up here to position, to back, without it being in the right spot, obviously, but that's how I go about doing that. And then, to get that effect where you're actually, Command Z is your friend, to get the effect where the phone is like in front of me like that, you gotta, one thing with Canva you really want to get used to is the position feature, right? So you got your layers. So if I wanted the phone to be behind me, I could do this. If I wanted to be in front of me, I do this, right? So just put it at the top or in the back. It's up to you. It just gives it a really cool gives it depth, right? So this is going to be, I think, a decent YouTube thumbnail. For now, let's go to my blog. Let's go to optionresource.com. So this is how you make a blog post from scratch, right? You go into your WordPress area, assuming most of y'all are using WordPress. I know a lot of you who have bought your websites through my bundle are using this exact same setup, so this will be good for you. Remember that when we do blog posts, we always, it goes without saying, I guess, but we use posts, not pages. Pages are things that are going to be like static. If you want to create something that you're going to run an ad to, you can make it a page. You could also use a post, but for the most part, you want to make it a page. If you want to make like your contact us, your home screen, your about page, your privacy policies, those are all pages. Anything that's like an article, though, should be a post. So we're going to come in here and we're going to go to add post. me grab that title, paste that there for now. Okay, save draft. You got to save draft relentlessly. You just want to make sure you don't lose anything. See if I still have headline analyzer. I haven't used this in a long time. It's this cool tool that I used to use a lot, but now I just use AI for the most part. But it gives you a score on your headline. Featured image. This is where we're going to come in and upload that Canva app. But actually, I want to make that smaller. Let's go ahead and open that. So I'm going to do sorry, let me show you. I'm going to do file, export. I'm going to export it as a JPEG. Because it's going to be about 22% of the size. You don't want the first image on your blog post to be super big because it's going to slow down the page right out of the gate. And that is a really bad thing for SEO. All right, so every time I upload an image, I'm going to do a title, alt text, description. I just use the same thing for all of them. Okay. Excerpt. This is just basically what's going to show up on the actual website if you show excerpts, which I do in some places. It's really not a big deal. It's kind of just another way to intrigue people to read. So like I don't even have them on this main part. I believe I do if you go to like different categories. So yeah, I haven't really had them on anything. So if you do, you put that there. I do try to avoid using the year too much, just because when it inevitably ages out, you want to be able to change it. You don't want to have that 2025 around in too many different spots. All right, what else do we got here? Let's do the slug. I'm going to call it best Canva apps. And here's definitely where you don't want to use like 2025 because that's going to show up. So in 2027, I mean, these apps might still be good and I'll update it, but then I don't want to have to update the slug. It's going to create a redirect and it's just not ideal. Where is my Yoast? There it is. Yoast Premium, if you have that. Best Canva apps. Okay, and then if you want to edit like the thumbnail on social, I think that looks good. Schema, good. Tags, usually do this at the end, but actually here. Categories first, design. Productivity. Yeah, that's good. Save draft. Do not hit publish until you're ready for it to actually be published. You do not edit the post in here if you're using Thrive themes. You use the Thrive architect, right? Super important. So as of now, we are good to go. I do need to clean up my sidebar stuff here. This is how I like it. All right, launch Thrive architect. So now we are actually in the area where we can start editing. You guys can still hear me and everything all right, right? Just let me know if you cannot. So I can start with the header intro. So actually, I'm gonna try to make this. I'm gonna talk to you guys like you don't know anything about. All right, thanks, Theo. I'm gonna talk to you guys like you don't know anything about Thrive themes. And also, guys, if you're interested, I do have that offer inside of school where I give you access to all of the plugins I use and an install for way too cheap. But you get access to the things. It's like you'll end up saving a ton of money, and you get the exact suite of tools that I use. But one thing to be super careful of, there's a huge difference between the Thrive Architect and the Thrive Theme Builder. I've seen a lot of people get kind of mixed up on this. The Theme Builder, if I were to go to that and edit it, you cannot write your blog post in the Theme Builder. Think about the Theme Builder as static stuff, right? So like if I wanted to change the way that this shows up, right? If I didn't like how big that was, or if I wanted to change the size of the fonts there, right? And I wanted to change the layout of that, make that a little bit smaller, right? Section minimum height, I wanted to lower that a little bit, okay? So this is going to permanently edit every single thing that has a blog post. So if I were to come up to another blog post, that is now reflected in there, right? So like, let me show you another example. Let's say, like, if I were to start, actually, I don't want to do it because I'll end up messing up all of my posts and updating them all at once. But just know that the Thrive Theme Builder edits the entire design, right? Like if you want to edit your header, you do it here. If you want to edit this stuff down here, but this body where it says post content, that is where we're actually creating content, right? And if you want to see how it looks on other pages, you can, right? But for now, yes, we do need to go back this out of here to Thrive Architect. I'm not going to save those changes. Okay, and again, these are not, nothing here is published. Let's go through a couple of things. So everything that you add is going to be right here inside of post content. When you want to add some text, you grab, drag, and let's start here. Okay, so there's an intro. I am not going to publish that. Like, that's not going to be good, right? Like, just stuff too. Also, guys, keep in mind, do not accept all of the changes that you're given. You're going to be getting a lot of recommendations from, like right now I have, for some reason, Grammarly doesn't work well on WordPress. So I have Pro Writer Aid or Pro Writing Aid, which is pretty good, but it also is weird. Don't accept every change, because if you do, it stops sounding like a human, right? So don't worry about, we don't write for our seventh grade English teachers. We write for real people. And a lot of times that means going off the rules of traditional grammar. Like if I were talking to you, I would say there are quite literally thousands of them. I wouldn't say there are literally thousands of them. I mean, not that either of those are wrong, but just the way that I would speak would be there are quite literally thousands of them. So I want the readers to actually read it in the way that I speak, unless it makes it confusing, right? It I've noticed a lot of time when I make videos, I rewatch them. I'm like, oh, I worded that weird. I should have done something a little bit different. So then I'll tweak it a little bit. But for the most part, focus on conversational. And if you implement every single one of these, it will um, it will start to sound robotic. Some of them are really good, and you should always check them, but don't just blindly accept them because you will sound like a robot, and nobody likes to read that. Also, if you write conversationally in your blog posts, it makes it much easier to actually use your blog post as a script if you want to turn it into a video, right? All right, number one. So now I'm going to actually go through and make the list of the apps that I want to share. When you make a list, you want it to be H2s for the most part, right? And also keep hitting save. As you write, keep hitting that save button so you don't lose anything. But for now, I'm going to go through and make all of these different ones. The ones that I know I'm going to recommend. Your paragraph. So this is where you're going to edit your fonts. You have, when you're writing, right, you want to make sure that you use H2s first. Your title up here is going to be an H1, and the H1 is super important. That is the title of the post. Don't use H1s down here. Use H2s. Don't really get too worked up about like it goes all the way down to H6. Don't worry about that. Think about it like blog post chapters. And if there's a sub chapter or something like let's say I want to do brand fetch, and then I wanted to do something like note on legality of logo usage. Here I might use an H3, and you want to use those in order. You don't want to go from H2 like to H4, but honestly, 99% of my posts just use H2s. And what's cool is that you can use a table of contents, which I really like. Anytime that I can aid in the readability, the ability for a reader to just get what they want out of my content, I want to make sure that I do that. And one thing that does that is tables of contents. So let me show you. Once you have, but these rely on you using headers. Okay, so here it says table of contents, right? And as I add more, I'll just click refresh and it will start improving or adding those. All right, number 3, SKU app. Back here. Emoji, and I do have to find the names. QR. So I like to kind of go through if I can. I'm basically making my outline, right? Like I'm making the apps that I actually want to share. And as you see here, the outline kind of starts to build itself out. All right. And then I might put something here like note. These are listed in no particular order. Some are more powerful than others, but I have right. And then if you want, sometimes I'll do a content box. So here I'm going to start showing you guys all the different things we can add. Let's do a content box and then choose from the style here. Let's do this. Copy this, paste this, hit the line spacing. Right. And if I want to change like the maximum width, I can. It has its own shadow. All right, and then I'm going to give this a little bold because that is my main keyword. Save. All right. Now let me show you. I want to show you one more thing. I don't want people to kind of start dropping off at a certain point, so I want to make sure that I cover a couple of things that I use pretty much every time I write a blog post. So let's go back into one of the examples. I want to show you how I actually write the how I actually do the images, right? So here's what we'll do. I use Snagit. I recommend Snagit all the time. Shot of that. And let me bring that over here so you guys can see what I do. If you guys have any specific questions while I'm doing this, do not be shy. Let me know. Let's do that. Do a little text. So I just love using images. I think images add so much clarity to content. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're seeing my, let me see if what I can do here. All right. There we go. You see that? So this is Snagit, right? This lets me make edits to all of my images. And I just, like I said, I think that adding images into your blog post is so valuable, especially, the day and age we live in where people just want quick answers. They don't have time to be bothered with. See the regular font here. And copy and paste is always your friend. Okay. I'll do file, export, and again, let's export that as a JPEG. And I will call it Canva. Naming your images is important. It just makes, you can show up. Why is this not exporting? I'm frozen. Well, I crashed it. I accidentally did a bulk export. All right, there we go. Exported that. Where is? Sorry, I've lost the. Oh, here we go. All right, we'll go back to this. Create custom. Then we do an image. Come up here again to the add element, add the image, upload, find that image. It is a JPEG. Wait for it to load. That's why you need to fix it. Never. I like to I don't want them to be too big. I just never really liked that style. If I want, I can add a little animation. So that when people see it, it slides in. Okay. And then for each of these, I'll do like a naming the photos helps because images at Google because a lot of people do search in the images area here. You'd be surprised. For me, the big one that I get a ton of traffic from is people looking for YouTube subscribe buttons. Like I think I'm in here somewhere. But yeah, I actually get a ton of traffic from images, and if you name them, they know where to put them. A lot of the times, they don't name them. I mean, AI is going to get to the point where it'll be able to recognize it more, even without naming it. But we're not there yet. It costs them a lot of money to run AI like that. Okay, all right. Let's go through and start kind of pruning out the. I'll show you another thing that I'm going to do. Grab these again. Actually, I already have them. So let's do this. Ah, dang it. I didn't do it this way. Hold on. What I'm going to do I'll just do it here. I want to actually get these logos for each of these. So what I'm going to do, and this part kind of tedious, I'm going to make a copy and then let's see if we can add a shadow. And that is the problem when you crop something, you start to get messed up with the shadows. That'll work. Okay, let's do that with all of the apps that I want to use. Let's do figure. Actually, again, we'll just copy. Let's see if we can, for a little continuity. All right, 14. Let's try to make all of these 14 corners. All right, and I can just do that with all of the ones I want to actually use. Won't be perfect, but all right. Am I boring you guys yet? This is the tedium that goes into this. But I do it for the people, man. They deserve good content. For this AI bullshit. Sometimes if you're having trouble getting things the right size, you can zoom in a little bit. Gives you a little more control. I won't make you guys watch me do all of these. Oh, damn it. I already did that one. All right, let's see if we can do this. Oh, yeah. Actually, hell yeah. Let's go. This is smart. Okay. A little life hack here. Let's do this. Do that. And now we can actually just drag this bad boy around. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Let's go ahead and move all these long boys down. Another thing you want to do is position. Let's see what we can do here. Your best friends are going to be you're doing this. Oh, that's a good question. You're doing this blog for it isn't with affiliate links. I'm doing this blog because I want to keep my readers interested. I want to keep creating good content. It's just a value article. I just want to make sure. I mean, this is if you guys are trying to come out here and make money quickly, this is not the type of content to make. But no, this one is a long play. Wait, app icons. Why did I not use that? Yeah, so this is cool too. See, but it doesn't solve the problem. I feel pretty clever for coming up with this little hack. Actually pair these two together. Actually, more of these are cool than I thought. This one lets you get thumbnails, so you can like grab images from your YouTube videos or your video files and then use them as stills. Let's see, text extractor, that's cool. Figure, already got that. those little soldiers. Looking good, guys. Looking good. Let's see, what else did I want to do? Calendar maker. Honestly, I think I'm good on that. So let's make that position, tidy up. All right, I'm going to show you one more cool thing we're going to do here. Do this. Actually, this might not work. Effects, shadow. No, that won't work. I was going to, yeah, we'll do. Oh, hey, Matthew Bennett. What's up, buddy? All right, so we'll use that for now. Actually, you know what? I think I want to do a 6 spot. I think doing these 6 long is better. Let me see if do I have 6 that are flat. So we're going to go with 12 on this bad boy. And again, your best friend is that position, tidy up. All right, but that doesn't work sometimes if you have wrong size things. So let's do that again. Position, tidy up. That'll work. Now let's select them all. That's what we'll do here. Let's see if you can, so it's going to happen when I do the shadows. It's going to fudge them up. Yeah, see. When you've done something that's a crop, the shadows don't really work anymore. But that's fine. We'll do this screenshot so I can get just the right pieces. And then we will go back into the post. So we are going to select, we're going to end up with 12. To the 12. Now I just need to do a little bit of cheating. Grab these bad boys. All right. And then again, we will do numbers. You know what? I also might make a variation of the thumbnail. Now that I have that, now that I have that collection of the app icons, I'm actually definitely gonna do that. All right, here we go. Turn those into the H2s, and then I'll just have to fill that in with the content, obviously. And then remember, since they're H2s, now we've got them here in the table of contents. You just have to click refresh. But yeah, so one thing that I'll probably do, actually, let me see what we can do here. I can make a copy. There's a good way to do that. I'm not going to do it just yet. But yeah. But why can't I add myself back to the stage? Trying to add myself back. There we go. But yeah, so that's how I write a blog post. Not done. Obviously, it's going to take me probably another hour to actually go through and finish all the substance of it. But we do have the bones. I think it's pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. Again, if you do use if you bought the bundle, this is what I use. This is how you'll do it too, right? It's the exact same thing. Looks good with that, but basically, yeah. So now I'm just gonna. All I have to do is finish fleshing it out. Do the content. I'll share. Yeah. So I just do descriptions of the apps, share screenshots of the apps functionality. These don't need to be long. You know, they just need to be descriptive, right? I'm not going to try to stuff keywords or stuff content in there that I don't need. So I make it quick, easy to understand. And I think it's going to be a hell of an article because these apps really are actually very sweet. But yeah, do you guys have any other questions? No, I've got to get back to the house. My wife is getting a tattoo, and I have to be home. to watch the chitlins. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And let me know, as always, in the group if you have any questions. Uh, hopefully this was enjoyable and not too boring. We got a lot done in an hour, I think. It's pretty good. All right. I'll see you guys later.